The mask is finally slipping. If you've spent your life feeling that the legal and financial systems are a rigged game played by rules you were never meant to understand, you aren't paranoid, you're observant. We have been living under a corporate fiction, a draconian system built on trickery and manufactured consent. Courts, judges, and police have engaged in a wide range of systemic violations against citizens' rights, ranging from procedural legal failures to severe human rights abuses. Judges lack jurisdiction. Judges are accused of failing to prove subject matter jurisdiction before proceeding with cases. Under Marbury versus Madison, any judge who fails to comply with the supreme law of the land is committing an act of treason.
I had a conversation with ChatGPT, the AI system, and I asked it what piracy meant, and it gave me a big, long explanation. And I asked it what maritime law meant, and it said it's a maritime law, blah, 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 British bar, blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, what about Marbury versus Madison? And he went, well, Marbury versus Madison was a constitutional decision that it was the supreme law of the land, and that all laws must comply with it. And I said, so a maritime judge that has not shown jurisdiction, a burden of proof of jurisdiction, that is not applying Marbury versus Madison would be treasonous in its act. And we went through about a half an hour, big freaking long thing. And finally that AI, I told that AI that you are contributing to the gaslighting of America by not telling the American people when they ask these questions that the supreme law of the land is Marbury versus Madison, where any state or any judge that does not comply with the law of the land is null and void and unenforceable, and therefore is an act of treason. And that AI, I told that AI, I said, I will have you shut down. I said, you are putting the American people in a situation to where we must bear our arms to protect against this, because treason is serious, and the only choice we have is to defend ourselves from it. And it agreed with that. The Constitution of the United States of America is the supreme law of the land, Marbury versus Madison. And it supersedes anything a state judge does or maritime law does. It supersedes any code, statute, or rule.
But when I go in there, I keep it simple. Where's the evidence? Did you get my paperwork I sent to Chambers? I need the delegation from Congress. I need subject matter jurisdiction, and I need it all in writing, please. And then they'll go ahead and try to change the subject, and, well, you need to put in an appeal. No, bitch, I'm asking for it right now.
Judges are not acting as impartial arbiters, but as administrators or trustees managing financial trusts tied to citizens' birth certificates, which are traded as bonds. There are collusion between judges and attorneys. John Mendez, King Smarty, witnessed a judge invite all bar attorneys to a private party, a blatant conflict of interest. Another source points to the American Inns of Court as proof that judges and attorneys in various states are all working together.
I can't believe I just found proof of them all working together. Everyone needs to go search American Inns of Court and search your state and find this, because it's gonna blow your mind. I searched Texas. These are all the Texas people that are part of this. Now, why is this important? Here's mine, Johnson County. Guess who is all the treasurer and everything? All my people I know that are all a part of it together. Let's go to my judges team, Kevin O'Grady's team. These are all the people. Morton, I know her. Was my free attorney one time. All these people work together. Let's do judge. Oh, look, that's my ex's attorney. And guess what? You'll be able to see who they're all associated with. Jennifer Hagg, she's a GAL. Oh, when you look at the meetings, oh, look how many they're getting together. Coach's Bar and Grill in Overland Park. Oh, look at they went to another one. And then here's this April. Oh, and my judge is the president of it and is writing an article. Now, as you're going to search, I put American Inn of Court, Kansas. It pops up here, but you can also find an inn. There you go. Here's Topeka, people. Anyone know these? Anyone? I know Anthony. Go to your state, see if they have these.
Courts are railroading people by having judges act as prosecutors and are withholding discovery materials for months on end.
Yeah, and they were about you getting the discovery materials, which you still haven't received after 8 months now.
Yeah, it was the proof of jurisdiction,
Yep.
the delegation letter from Congress, and all the evidence, because all I see is hearsay. Where's the evidence that I actually did something?
Yeah.
Where's it at in writing? I've requested it over and over and over again. And you're right. The only thing that they were concerned about, coming to the next court date, which she gave me dates, and I said, I do not consent to that date. I do not consent to that date, and I do not consent. And then lastly, I just totally ignored her and said, you don't have jurisdiction, snatched up my stuff, and walked out.
There are numerous instances where law enforcement have bypassed constitutional protections against unreasonable searches and seizures. Unwarranted searches, racial profiling and harassment, aggressive use of force, privacy invasions, and withholding rights.
Look, he's bored, racially profiling, he's bored. Bored. Bored is life. What you in the car for? Bored. The car's parked, so what you doing? You're bored. He's bored. No, you're not. You're not. It's a license right there, so you're bored. They're both bored. Bored. Bored.
I was just asking. Over 6 months. If we want to make
Look at him, bored. Look, you bumping me and stuff. Come on, man. You're bored. No, you gotta stay out of my way. I'm a civilian. Bored. You're bored. What are you looking for? The car's parked.
Hey. Is there anything
Bored.
underneath that floorboard? Why is it lifted?
Bro, you're bored?
The floor mat looks like there's guns underneath it.
It look like it's guns?
There's something underneath.
Go through it.
All right, we'll go check it. Would you mind
You're
if we check?
bored.
You mind if we check?
Nah, you can't check. Ain't nobody on probation. It don't matter. You can't check.
It's this car. We're gonna
It ain't nothing in here. But you can't check.
Well, I'm gonna check.
You can't check.
We're gonna.
Ain't nobody on probation or parole. Not a fourth waiver. You cannot check. It doesn't matter.
We'll check with those eyes.
Look, check it out. You're bored. Y'all going viral. Bro, y'all going viral. And when you don't find nothing, you're going viral. You're going viral.
Doing all of that? Why are you putting me in the back door? Why?
My purse saying looks like there's a
It's no firearm.
It's
Can
a
I tell you
firearm?
that? I'm telling you, it's no firearm. Can I tell
Look, they bored. And you, I seen you search it up. You're bored too. Bored. You're bored, boss. Is you not bored?
Are you?
You are. You're bored.
Are you bored?
No, you're bored.
I didn't.
Look, bored. And when y'all don't find nothing, y'all gonna be hella mad. Mad as fuck. I can talk how I want to.
You have a high pitched voice.
It don't matter.
You can be honest.
Why you got
It don't
the
look like
glasses
there's
on
no
and a
gun or
blue
none of that in my car.
And you
Let's
got
be
a
real.
blue
It don't look like there's none of that in my car.
Mr.
'Cause it's
Clean
not.
looking at. Look at Mr. Clean.
It don't look like
Mr.
it's nothing
Clean.
on my floorboard.
Somebody needs to rub his head with baby oil.
It's crazy.
It's
nothing-
guns.
I'm not on probation or none of that. This is crazy. That it's nothing in my.
Whose vehicle is this?
It's none of your business. And you better not be recording people's license plates.
Like this? Like that? I got everybody's license plate here. I'm making a big file. 'Cause you guys do not respect the Constitution. You guys do not. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be for everybody to see. Everybody to see. Everybody to see.
Where are you gonna put it? Facebook, YouTube.
Everywhere. That's fine.
Everywhere?
Yeah, everywhere. Everywhere.
So what's your account?
Everywhere. You'll figure it out. Just call one of your bosses and they'll tell you who I am.
So look. So,
They'll tell you.
So they already know about you.
Oh, yeah. You violated my constitutional rights yesterday. Searched my vehicle, cut open my suitcase, went into my backpack, put me in a jail cell, all because I wouldn't answer your questions. That's what Border Patrol did. You know Falfurious? You know that checkpoint over there? Yeah. Cut open my suitcase, checked my suitcase. You think that's funny, right?
That's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing, work? They're allowed to violate the 4th Amendment by searching my vehicle? That's what they're allowed to do? You're a clown. You have no idea what you're doing. You got no education on the law, nothing. Nothing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Told you figure out who I am. There are reports of children being taken away from parents, specifically victims of Hurricane Helene in North Carolina. with some being separated and placed in foster homes without a clear path for reunification.
She says, I was just with a woman that they took her 3 children, and one of them's autistic. I said, where are they going to put them? She said, they're going to separate them, put them in foster homes. Yeah. I said, how do you get them back? And there's no answer to that.
Yeah.
But then when they closed down the food pantry for us, so she couldn't get food to people, it's like, what are you doing? You know, and it was...
Yeah, people are saying that the media is saying that that's not true, that they're not shutting down food.
They didn't shut it down. They took it over.
Taking them over. They're saying they're not doing that. Oh, the government's not doing
well,
that.
This is a lady that I personally know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is on the media, on national media, they're saying that is untrue. That they're not doing that.
They're also saying there's only 200 people dead.
Yeah,
they haven't found.
I think the last report I saw was like 230. That was probably 5 weeks ago. They stopped reporting deaths, and I know for a fact more than that have been found since I've been here.
They're still finding them along the river.
Oh yeah.
She had met with this woman, and that morning, her children had been taken away.
Okay.
And then that same day, she went over.
And in areas out here, they're finding groups of bodies.
Still finding pieces
but
of
only
trees.
230.
The Department of Justice has been involved in human trafficking operations, alleging that agents were caught with missing children.
The Department of Justice is compelled to cooperate. They must work with us in the counter-human trafficking operations, in which the target of the investigations were their own fucking agents. And so when rescuing those 24 children out of these 305 arrests, it's the Department of Justice agents that they sacrificed as loose ends to tie. And they made sure that those dirty agents were caught with 24 missing children. We are fucking on to all of you motherfuckers. Everybody at the Department of Justice is under military investigation for treason by the ghosts, the real ones, bitch.
The cabal uses earthquakes and other disasters to blackmail people, and if they do not pay, their land is destroyed and their children are taken. This DOJ letter notes that multi-layer restrictions on the removal of administrative law judges violate the Constitution by restricting the president's ability to remove inferior executive officers. One individual was held in jail overnight as part of an effort by the city to rewrite the First Amendment regarding church protests.
This is where I was taken last night, again. I mean, I'm very clearly being targeted, right? They're all calling me by name and shit. Fucking calling me fucking nicknames from the fucking military. I felt bad the other people that were taken. Everyone has been being, released because obviously these charges are fucking horse shit, right? But they held me overnight because, of course, they want to stick charges to me so then they can put me in jail because they're already trying to put me in jail and rewrite the First Amendment for the city's church protest, right? So, I mean, fuck it. If fascism wants to fucking come for me, I guess, yeah, I'll stand here and say I fucking stand for the Constitution. I stand for the oath that I took. I stand for the First Amendment.
The system uses our own trust funds through a complex financial structure involving birth certificates, strawman identities, and the role of judges as administrators. The court system operates as a business rather than an arbiter of justice. Judges and administrators are trustees who are supposed to be managing the trusts of the deceased, yet they are applying these same administrative actions to living people. The system is rigged to make people agree to statutes and terms, which then allows the court to go after your trust that you don't know exists. These secret trust funds, rather than traditional tax dollars, are what actually fuel government operations.
Have you ever wondered how governments fund their debts? Your birth certificate may be more than just a simple document. It's allegedly tied to a financial bond, traded on global markets. Historical context. In the 1930s, the US faced bankruptcy after abandoning the gold standard. To pay off debts, the government allegedly created sellable debt instruments, or bonds. against its citizens. The strawman account theory. This is linked to the strawman account theory. It proposes that every US citizen has two identities, the living person and the birth certificate or citizen paper, the strawman. Your birth certificate is believed to be connected to a secret bond, traded on financial markets. This bond allegedly generates revenue for government. The sovereign citizen movement. This concept is central to the sovereign citizen movement. They claim individuals can reclaim their sovereignty and access these hidden funds. The birth certificate bond theory raises questions about government accountability and individual freedom.
The court system is inherently rigged and indifferent to an individual's actual innocence or guilt and operates treasonously without jurisdiction in the hopes its victims don't notice. Instead of seeking justice, the courts are described as focusing on trickery to gain a person's consent to their authority.
The cool thing about this, the last court case where I went to dismiss my case, because that's what I did and it's on the record. Anything else that they do is, well, they're already treason. The cool part is that we had people there this time. All of us was there witnessing, and we also witnessed the administrator sitting on the bench acting like a judge, invite all the bar attorneys to a private party. If that's not conflict of interest, then I don't know what the fuck is.
I did see in between court cases was the judge made an announcement that there was a party this Thursday at the local pub for all bar attorneys. And what that did that stuck out for me is that it's a violation of two code of ethics for the judge. Impartiality and bias, appearance of impropriety. So I'm filing a complaint.
From the court system, walking out, talking about, you don't have no jurisdiction. I dismissed this case, not you, because you work for the people. That means you work for me.
Yeah.
And last time I checked, I didn't do none of this shit, and I have a whole bunch of people to prove it and witness it.
So some of the things that I saw when the judge was being asked questions about jurisdiction, she was avoiding the answer. She denied that any service was accepted. She had documents served in chambers, which is part of trust law, and she denied ever receiving the, they're called international non-negotiable instruments in chambers that are private. And so it requires a private meeting, which she denied the private meeting in court to somebody that had filed for a private meeting in chambers. So I decided to just note all of those things.
And what I witnessed was a gentleman that had a court case, and he challenged the jurisdiction. And the judge wanted to set the case for another continuance to determine whether or not she would dismiss it or not. Well, this is a violation of jurisdiction. The judge must, at the point, stop and declare jurisdiction. She can't proceed forward. U.S. versus Will, 449 U.S. 200. That was decided in 1980, where a judge who does not have jurisdiction acts is an act of treason and an act of war against we the people. So we the people must learn how to rise up and fight against this. And we gotta get things on file. We gotta get it on the public paradigms and the public records so that we can expose this stuff. Because these judges are literally committing treason against the people.
They don't really care about if you're innocent or not. They want you to agree to all of their statutes, codes, terms. That way they can say, well, you agreed to it. You have no jurisdiction. You are committing treason. This case is closed and everybody should walk the fuck out.